Alright, let's dive into Chapter 19. Week 3, A Legacy Beyond Ourselves. Chapter 19, A Kindness Repaid with Contempt. This chapter tells the story of how a simple act of kindness from David was twisted into an accusation of espionage, leading to a massive war. It's a powerful lesson in how suspicion can destroy relationships, and how a leader must respond when their good intentions are met with contempt. A breakdown of the chapter. 1. A diplomatic disaster, verses 1 to 5. The story begins when the king of the Ammonites dies. This king, Nahash, had previously shown kindness to David. To honor this relationship and build a bridge to the next generation, David sends a delegation of officials to comfort the new king, Hanun. However, Hanun's advisors are suspicious. They convince their young king that David's men are not diplomats, but spies sent to scout the land for an invasion. Acting on this foolish advice, Hanun publicly humiliates David's ambassadors. He shaves off half of their beards and cuts their robes off at the waist, leaving them exposed. This was an act of extreme disrespect and a declaration of war. 2. The Ammonites prepare for war, verses 6 to 7. Realizing their grave error, the Ammonites don't apologize. Instead, they double down and hire a massive army of Syrian mercenaries to prepare for David's inevitable retaliation. 3. Joab's brilliant victory, verses 8 to 19. David sends his commander Joab and the entire Israelite army to respond. Joab finds himself in a difficult tactical position, trapped between the Ammonite army in their city and the Syrian mercenary army in the open field. Facing a battle on two fronts, Joab divides his forces. He takes the elite troops to fight the stronger Syrian army, and he puts his brother Abishai in charge of the troops facing the Ammonites. He gives a stirring speech. "Be of good courage, and let us behave ourselves valiantly for our people, and for the cities of our God. And let the Lord do that which is good in his sight." Version 13. Joab's forces attack the Syrians, who immediately flee. When the Ammonites see their hired allies running, they also retreat back into their city. Israel wins a decisive victory, and the Syrians learn never to help the Ammonites again. Connecting to our theme, A Legacy Beyond Ourselves. This chapter explores the theme of legacy from a different angle. David's legacy of honor. David was trying to build a legacy of peace and honor by repaying a kindness shown to him. His reputation was one of integrity. When that was attacked, he was forced to defend it. Hanun's legacy of folly, the new Ammonite king, Hanun, destroyed his own legacy before it even began. By listening to cynical and suspicious advisors, instead of trusting David's reputation for kindness, he plunged his nation into a disastrous war and debt. His legacy became one of foolishness and defeat. Joab's legacy of courage, Joab's speech, "Let us behave ourselves valiantly for our people," shows that he was fighting for something bigger than himself. He was fighting for the legacy of Israel, its people, and its cities. Reflection questions for your group. 1. David's act of kindness was misinterpreted. Has there been a time when your good intentions were met with suspicion or contempt? How did you react? 2. The Ammonite princes were cynical and suspicious. How can a spirit of cynicism or suspicion prevent us from seeing or receiving a blessing from God? 3. In the face of a difficult battle, Joab's focus was on courage and trusting God with the outcome. How can his attitude help us when we face overwhelming challenges? Key takeaway for Chapter 19. A legacy of wisdom trusts in goodwill and acts with courage, while a legacy of folly is built on suspicion and fear. Let me know when you're ready to continue.